Hi Virgo, my name's Leona from Supra Conscioussoul, and this is your what's going on in your just what's going on, yeah? So, underneath the deck you have the Five of Pentacles. This talks about feeling out in the cold in a situation. It also could be you going through an evaluation of your faith, yeah? It can also be feeling like others are not supporting you, feeling about you're worrying about financial issues, feeling like, yeah, you're feeling like you're just left out of a situation, feeling like you want to kind of get more support, more love, more, you could also be feeling like you're suffering or feeling like you're ill, feeling like you haven't got anyone to look after you as well. It could also be to do with a marriage. It's like being there for each other, even in the cold sort of thing. It's, yeah, worries. These are just worries, gears just going round in your head with worry. But I feel like it's in the past because we do have the Temperance card there. So next to it, so you've gone through like this healing almost. You're going or you've been through this healing, yeah. It's almost like you've had this you've got this new sense of energy, yeah, because it's also the card of Sagittarius, so it feels like you've got this new sense of energy, or you could have a renewed sense of purpose in terms of your spiritual life, or you feel like there's something that you're being called to do at the moment as well. For some others, it could also be to do with having patience in a situation, or you've had to have patience in a situation. It can also talk about trying to bring two opposing forces together as well. So, underneath that, we have the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is communication. It's hasty communication. He hasn't quite learned how all the niceties, yeah, he can be a little bit sarcastic, a little bit cutting still. The communication could be a little bit cold in a situation, or it could be a message that's been delivered kind of hastily with no tact. It can also be feeling like you're being spied upon in a situation. It can also be conflict for some with the Temperance card here, as we also have the Chariot underneath as well. So it can be about conflict, feeling like you're being spied upon, feeling like your actions are being watched. It's about, yeah, sharp communication backwards and forwards. Feeling like you're trying to cut through a situation, feeling like you're trying to cut through, but you're not making no headway, really. It's like he's trying to cut through the clouds, and then he's got all this water around him. So it could be that you're trying to hold back yourself emotionally, and you're just trying to get to the point of a situation as well. Underneath that, yes, we have the Chariot. This is about two energies coming together, but it's also about somebody sticking to their guns kind of stubbornly in a situation. It can be about refusing to move because he's actually in a square block there, so it doesn't really move. But in order for these sphinxes to move, it's about your head and your heart coming into kind of balance as well, especially with the Temperance. It's also the card of Cancer, but it's about travel, it's about movement forward, it's about a journey, yeah? So it's almost like you've got to a point in your journey where the communication could be needed, or there's balance needed in the situation. This communication is the start of bringing that balance after you've been left out in the cold in a situation as well. So, next to the Temperance card, we have the Knight of Cups. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, but it's about coming in with an offer, coming in with or giving an offer for some of you. You could be extending yourself, or wanting to have more communication, wanting to, it could be to do with family, yeah? It could be a romantic offer. You could want to be getting closer, but it's about an emotional journey as well, yeah? It feels like it's an emotional journey that or it's opening yourself up emotionally for this new journey as well with the Chariot. yeah? So they both, that is another water energy as well. Next to that, you have the Three of Swords. So this could be about a journey in to do with love, yeah? You could feel like you're healing as well from something, a situation. You could feel like it's just grief, it's just anxiety, it's stress. You could feel like your offer has been rejected in some way as well, because he's there going with his offer. It could feel like your offer's being rejected. You could be needing to find balance within that. Yeah, the Page of Swords is also asking you to listen to others in when you're communicating as well, because it's like the Page energy doesn't listen. It's more like it's just da 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 da. So maybe there's a need for listening, yeah, because there's definitely communication needed. Because next to the Page of Swords we have the Magician. This is the card of Virgo as well, and it's ruled by Mercury, and it's about as above, so below. It's saying that you have the power to fix this. You have the power. It's also with the lemonscape there. It's talking about power. It's talking about healing a situation as well. And it's talking about infinity. So there's this visualization that you do with this, if you want. It's about bringing two opposing forces together as well. That's where the clarity, the communication is needed. He's bringing like as above so below, so that's bringing two things into a center point, and then on the table is everything that's necessary in order to fix this situation. The lemonscape is also about healing, and you can imagine, if you imagine you on this side of a visualization and that person and the other person on that side, and in your mind you imagine just going round it, and as you're going round it, it's healing the situation and bringing you both together as well. This is about knowing that you can overcome this, and there is the possibility to bring it together as well. Although next to it we have the Six of Swords, and it talks about moving away from a situation, but it can also be about, there's an offer rejected, but it's also about getting some clarity in communication. The offer, this heartbreak didn't have to happen like with that offer. This heartbreak could have happened before, and now you're trying to gain clarity from the situation, or move away from how the situation used to be into a more positive situation, which would make sense with this as well. However, underneath the Magician, we have the Queen of Swords. This is an air sign. This is somebody who's been hurt in a situation and wants to set boundaries. It's somebody who's asserting their independence as well as their authority. Yeah, they are very, they look after the people they love, but they set boundaries when necessary. Yeah. So I feel like, with it being under the Magician and then the Six of Swords, and then we have the Four of Cups, it's like the offer possibly was rejected, or an offer was rejected. But that doesn't mean that it's leading to chaos, because the cards, yeah, we have the Three of Swords for some, but I feel like there's been some clarity with the Six as well. This could also be discontent with what we got back once we made that offer, yeah? So you could have made an offer, and then what you thought was coming back weren't really what you want. You didn't get exactly what you wanted, but you got some of it, because we have the Three Cups here, yeah? So it's, yeah, because the boundary was set by the Queen of Swords. She was like, no, I'll give you this, no, and maybe it wasn't exactly what you wanted, yeah? But however, you still have the Three Cups, yeah? It also talks about taking some time out to rest in a situation, not to push too hard in a situation, I would say. For your energy card, you have no place like home. So this is you maybe making that offer because you wanted to kind of, you felt like a place was home. And Temperance kind of talks about that balance where two things comes together, and it does feel like home. Yeah, it's also about changes. So there could be changes. Maybe maybe there's some nostalgia. Yeah, maybe it's about what you thought was home as well. But it's asking you to just, It's asking you to step into your own authenticity, to realise what you feel like is home as well. Where do you feel like is home? That's one thing that it's asking you this month. Are you following your truth? Yeah, but you could well be following your truth with the Knight of Swords. You're going on that Holy Grail, that mission. Next to the Six of Swords, we also have Clean It Up, which is 21 and 3. You're trying to establish a little bit more of a foundation. You're trying to clear things up, sort out a relationship, establish what went wrong, trying to move things around a bit. It's talking about taking some time once you've done that, once you've cleared the air. It's talking about relationships then becoming a lot more open, a lot more free, moving away from a stagnant place into somewhere more flowing perhaps as well. Yeah, but it's just saying for you to have a lot of self-care as well. Yeah, it's asking you to have a lot of self-care, to look at your authenticity, to look at your self-care this month. Yeah, next to the Four of Cups, yeah, we have the Thinker card. Now this is 44/8. So your power this month, Virgo, is going to come from keeping it simple. The 8 is the lemon skate as well. Healing, keeping it simple, not overthinking a situation too much, yeah? It's just telling you to pull back and just to have some space, yeah? To create a little space, yeah? For healing this month. It's also just telling you to think about possible like strategies, how you're going to do something as well. It's also saying not to live in a fantasy. It's asking you to look at the reality of the situation, yeah? Not to kind of overthink things. If you get this answer, then that is the answer. Maybe not to possibly overthink a situation this month. So Virgo, I really do hope this has helped. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Take care. Stay blessed. Bye bye.